It was a typical Wednesday morning, uneventful, came in with my bagels, started to put everything out, and suddenly I hear noise of rain, and fine, seemed to be normal. Then I started to hear bubbling and churning. I quickly go and I start to see there's water. I said, you know what, before the office opens up, I'll take out my mop and I'll start, and I was kind of walking up at the door. It was coming under the door. I figured it'll rain, and it just kept on coming in. I turn around to the other side. Now the water's coming in from the front end and from the back end. But still, I think it is just a small overflow or something, and I just go about my business. Before I knew it, the water's starting to pile up. So I think, what am I going to do first? So I said, you know what? First thing, of course, is I took off my socks and my shoes and put them on a higher ground. And I said, what I'll do is I'll just pick up things off the floor, which I thought were important. There was mailings, there were books, and I waded into the water, put them up, never thinking what would happen. And not only did it go up to my knees, it now was getting higher, and I quickly ran. I'd remember the standing water in the building, who knows with electricity. So I ran out of there, ran upstairs to the second floor where the shul is, and before I knew it, I was watching outside. The entire downstairs now had filled up with nearly 5 feet of water, standing water in the lower level of our synagogue. What's heartbreaking here is the fact that this is a synagogue that was supported over the many, many years, from the 30s all the way to the present time, by hard-working people. And in the last 20 years or so, when we assumed responsibility, I took this seriously, that we are trying to continue that which others prior to us have put so much hard work and so much effort into keeping the shul alive, and that is my responsibility. And now we're faced with this terrible loss, financial loss, invaluable books, records, and most importantly, we have a commitment to the future, to keeping this alive. And just going through, get a sense of the feeling of what was lost over here. For our shul over here, that is a tremendous flagship of friendship, of caring, of outreach, a shul where everyone is welcome. And that's as being the welcoming sign on the shul. And the loss of our ballroom, the loss of offices, the synagogue's offices, our offices, the weekday-based medrash, the weekday synagogue, is just devastating. Devastating in terms of what has been lost, and the huge effort that's needed now to make it happen again, and to come out even better than before. I appeal to you. This shul sits in the county seat, just as there's a government in the county of Nassau, right from this community. This shul is dedicated to bringing life and caring and hope and mitzvah to so many people. You can make a difference. We ourselves have very, very limited insurance, just about enough to cover the basic cleanup. All the expenses of renewing, cleaning, upgrading, all the needed here to bring it back and even better than before is something beyond our capacity. We need your help. We need you to come as a partner, make a difference. Sadly, this happened just a few days before Tisha B'Av. When I came into my office on Thursday morning, I found 2 books that were standing on top of everything. One book was the guidance of the Rabbi, and it was dry. And another book was called A Time to Weep. It was a book about Tisha B'Av. That book was totally dry, and so was the guidance of the Rabbi book. I took this as a sign that it's sad. It happened at a sad time, but the Rebbe's guidance have always brought us out of these situations.